Hi, I'm Goldie Hawn, and I feel really excited about being Conan O'Brien's
Well,
friend.
that's really nice. That makes me happy. I'm going to tell you something. I have been such a huge fan of yours for so long. And all these years I did the late night show, you were one of the few people. I don't think you were on the show. It never lined up exactly. So I never got to meet you that way. And then when I came out to Los Angeles and I saw you, I was a little freaked out in a nice way. And your security team told me to stay away because they had read the letters. And but I think I saw you and Kurt at something. And I know it's not just me because I want to say about 2 years ago, because we live in the same neighborhood, I'm running. I'm jogging because you don't just get a body like mine.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
that means you can still see your belly button.
No, I haven't seen that thing in years. I'm not sure I even have one. But I'm running, and I'm running with a friend of mine who's out here, and he runs with tons of people. He's met everybody. I've never seen him get phased. It's my friend Jim Lubinsky. And we're running, and I hear of someone say, "Hey!" And I look over, and it's you, and you're walking with a friend. You're not too far from where we all live.
Mm-hmm.
And you stop and you chat with me a little bit, and I introduce my friend Jim, and then we keep running. And he's like, "Fuck, that was Goldie Hawn." And I'm running, and I'm out of breath, and I'm like, yeah, no, it's amazing. Yeah, it's great. And we're running for a bit, and he's not saying anything. He goes, "I mean, Jesus, that was Goldie Hawn." And I went, yeah. I mean, he meets everybody, but it was so nice. And I swear to God, we ran for like 45 minutes, and he kept revisiting it. And I was like, I don't know what else to tell you. But yes, she's a real person who exists. But I'm just absolutely thrilled, and everyone here in the building is on crazy behavior today.
That's so great.
No, it's really nice. It's nice to see. They don't get that way about a lot of people. Erica Brown downstairs was like, "Goldie Hawn's coming in today." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm here too."
No,
Doesn't care.
nobody cares.
I'm not an icon, but thrilled to have you here.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
And also, I have a thing that when I don't know people well, but I know their kids, I can tell a lot about them by the way their kids behave.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Kate and Wyatt. I know Kate pretty well, and I've got to know Wyatt a little bit. And they're both lovely people. And to me, I always go to that and then say, "Oh, there's some good parenting in here. They're very nice people."
They're really nice people.
And I've talked to them both, and I get the sense that you and Kurt, it was not, "Hey, we're in Beverly Hills," or we're on the West Side and we're stars and you're the kids of stars. There was none of that shit going on.
No, none of it. Kurt and I are very similar in terms of that, because, whatever happens to your career, you just do the best you can. I mean, it wasn't about wanting to be anything except good at what we did. And we felt that it was our job, right? But when we came home from wherever, we're just a normal family. And I used to say to my dad, it was when I was more single, but I had the two kids, and we'd have coffee together in my house in the morning. He'd come over and we'd sit there. And I said, "Daddy, I just want to have a normal life." And this was right after Private Benjamin.
Yeah.
And I just want to be normal. That's all I want, And he said, "Well, go, you're not normal." I said, "Wait a minute.
This is a good father.
This is not the answer I wanted, okay?"
My father told me that when I was 4. He was right. Yeah. Hey, we all know.
It was like, get with it. But it's really about the focus. And, when I met Kurt for the first time, well, we were
You guys met for the first time a long time earlier.
Yes.
You didn't go out or anything. You met on a project.
Well, I mean, we're talking about what happens. What is life? What are the things we don't understand?
Right.
Which is what I'm more interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Like what we can't see, the questions of kind of things of why did that happen? Are there coincidences? Are we on this wild grid somewhere that, this is our karma, this is our plan? We don't know. And I've got a million of those things that happened to me. And one of them was Kurt, because I was 21, I was a dancer, And I went to an open audition at Disney Studios, to dance in a movie, right? And I thought, oh, this will be so fun. So I went there, and there was this woman sitting on a bench, and she was lovely, what nice woman, blonde. And I went up to her because I was on Dopey Drive, but I didn't know where I was. I mean, I knew it was Dopey Drive. I was the dopey because I didn't know where I was going. So now I asked her, I said, do you know where the audition is, for this? And it was like stage something.
Yeah.
And she said, I'll take you there. So she took me there. And then, of course, we did the audition. And I'm auditioning to be in the chorus, basically. And so with that, it turned out to be that she went back home and she told everybody that basically I saw the girl who's going to get the part. The reason I know that is because that was Kurt's mother.
Oh.
So I met Kurt's mother before I met Kurt.
Right.
And so I got the part. And I'm trying to think, what part? Okay, I got the part. The other weird thing is that I got this part. Of course, I got the script. I looked through it. I had no lines. I was just the head dancer, right?
Right.
But you know what my name was?
Mm-mm.
The Giggly Girl. And I swear, if anybody would have said that was where I was going to end up being known for,
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it was just like weird. And then at that particular movie, which is a side story,
What's my motivation here as Giggly Girl?
Exactly.
What's my story and my art?
So Kurt and I actually danced together separately of the same show, which was like, it was a number we had to do, and it was the hornpipe and a thing, and skip to my thing, blah, blah, blah. And we both still remember part of the choreography, right? But I didn't really notice him, except he was a handsome young guy. He was 16, okay? And I'm 21, so that's just forget it. But then I went to the producer who asked me to come to his, after we finished, and he said, look, we have to do the billing. And he said, we can't really use your name, because Goldie sounds like a stripper.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, Goldie is my name. And not only that, it belonged to an amazing woman, and I'm honored to have it, and I will never change it. I was 21 years old talking to the head of the Disney. And
Good for you, though. That's
I mean,
impressive.
but sometimes I still can't remember how bold I was.
Right.
But anyway, I said, if you want to bill me, my middle name is Jean. So why don't you bill me as Goldie Jean Hawn? And that might, make you feel happier. But I will never, in my mother's name and anything ever, change my name. Then I met him again years ago.
Years later,
Oh.
you guys meet again, but everything's changed. Very different circumstances.
Yeah, and I was with some other guy. That was the one thing. We weren't doing well. But anyway.
You and the other guy weren't doing well.
So anyway, I was producing Swing Shift.
Mm-hmm.
And Swing Shift, is a film that I was producing for Warner Brothers. And I'm meeting all these guys. I met Kevin Costner and a few other guys that for the role of Lucky. And then Kurt came in. And I looked at him, and he looked like he'd been up all night long. I mean, he was also...
He may have been. Knowing Kurt a little bit, he may have been.
And I looked at him, I thought, what have you been? Well, he was going through a divorce, and he was with his dad, and they were drinking and whatever. So I learned about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that meeting was over, he didn't really want to read. He just came off Silkwood. And he didn't want to read, just wanted to meet me. So we ended up talking, and everybody that I knew ended up being one of our shared people that we love. One was his brother-in-law,
Yep.
and another one was another guy, Jimmy Van Wyck. And they were all in the movie, okay? But it turns out that I met him at lunch, and I was very attracted to him. I had another, his French boyfriend. And
I like how everyone has very simple, you're Giggly Girl, then there's French boyfriend. No one's got a real name in any of your stories. there's that guy, and it wasn't going well with that guy.
Anyway, I'm just cutting to the chase. But anyway, so we went out to lunch at this one little restaurant in France, on Ventura Boulevard,
Mhm.
and we sat together. It was really great. And then when he left, because I was there with the producer and everything, he left. But he turned around. It was so romantic. He turned around and said across the room, it's okay if I don't get this part, but I sure would like to see you again.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I
And
know.
in front of everybody.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Well, he's not shy. you know.
Oh.
No.
But that was really interesting. But what really caught me was that he came over to my place at the beach. I had my two little children there. I had Oliver and Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Katie was about 4,
Mm-hmm.
just going on, and Oliver was 6. He went over to the bedroom where they were sleeping, and he looked for a long time at Katie sleeping. And then he went over and he looked at Oliver. Long time. And I watched him and I thought, you're amazing. He is a family man.
Mm-hmm.
He, in depth, looked at them, stared at them, felt them. And then we went in the other room and we talked. And then we went to work. And when my children visited me on the set, I can't explain it, but he was the one for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't just because he was sexy and handsome and all those things you get turned on by. It was because he matched my devotion to children to be number one.
Yeah.
And that's where I watched him at the bar because we were playing, it was our location. And I had them in his lap and talking to them and so forth. So the seduction was really his personality and his focus on the children. And, I wrote in my diary when I actually was getting a divorce and alone with the children, I wrote in my diary, and I was crying, and I wrote, I wonder if I'll ever find someone that will love my children the way I do.
Mhm.
And it happened. It happened. So
Yeah.
the stick and glue of our relationship, because we don't agree on everything. His politics are different than mine.
Mhm.
There's all these things that could divide you. But the one thing that we have, the greatest thing in God's world, is our family. And that is where we thrive. It's where we have incredible amounts of joy. And really focus on that. And every child that we had is healthy. They're happy. And you know what I'm doing now with children? I want them to feel happiness, togetherness. I just went over to see my daughter-in-law. We
Mhm.
just had a new grandchild.
Oh, congratulations. That's
And
fantastic.
That's the 8th one. And it was great. But they all moved around us together. So Wyatt moved right on the street he was born on.
Yeah.
Katie lives on the same street now. I live up above, not 6 blocks away. Oliver's down the road, and Boston, who is my stepson, who is very much, I call my son. He's the greatest
Yeah.
ever. He lives up the road. So yet today, I just was able to stop over to Wyatt's house and see my new grandchild and hold and do and be together. What can be better than that? Making a movie?
Yeah.
You
I'm
know?
saying yes. I think a movie's better.
No.
No.
Did I miss-
No,
did
the
I miss-
answer's
did
no.
you
Did you
Did I
listen
miss-
to anything?
Did I miss the point of what Goldie's saying? Because you get money when you make the movie.
Oh boy.
Well,
I'm
that part-
sorry, but
listen.
am I the only one here
No.
who's saying make the movie?
No.
Get someone to
Literally-
get an agent can look after the kids.
Exactly.